my name is Daria, welcome to my channel, and today I have an update for project Level Up. This project was created by Sofie Alexandra and she will be linked down below, and basically this project combines No Pen Left Behind and Pensos eyeshadows, I think. So on level 1 you need to use each shade in your palette once and hit one pen. On level 2 you need to use each shade in your palette 2 times and hit 2 pens, and so on. And for each level you randomize or you choose yourself a palette that you will be working on. Last update I was working on my level 2 palette and it was Read My Mind palette from Nabla, and that's what it was looking like when I rolled it in, which was 2 months ago now. And I've used it, but it didn't have any pens, it didn't really have any tips also. And that's what this palette was looking like in my last update. So as you can see, I've had one pen in it. So basically by my last update I've completed my usage goal, which was use each shade 2 times in the palette. I did it and I hit one pen, and it was in the shade 2 on the Scarlet row, and I've had to use it 15 times in order to hit pen on it, but it meant that I still had to hit one pen in this palette. And that's what this palette is looking like today, and I hope you will be able to see that we have one more pen in it. And this pen comes from the shade 5 and it's on the row named Rose. And I've used this shade 7 times by my last update, and it took me an additional 7 uses in order to hit pen. So in total in this project I've used this shade 14 times in order to hit pen on it, and I'm very happy about it, and it completed our level 2. I will be glad to put this palette aside because this shade was kind of hard. It was a duochrome that shifts from gold to pink, and it drew a lot of attention to itself. So I had to create a look with the center of it being this 5th shade in this palette, and to be honest I got kind of tired of it after creating 14 looks with it. Like not with it but based on it, if you know what I mean. But I'm happy that level 2 is complete, and now let's talk about my level 3 palette. So last update I've decided to roll in my level 3 palette since I've completed all of my usage on level 4, and also I've hit one pen. So basically I would be working only on one pen in that palette, and because of it I've decided to roll in my level 3. And for level 3 I randomly rolled my Revolution palette Forever Flawless Regal Romance, and that what this palette was looking like when I rolled it in. And I barely touched this palette when I rolled it in. I think I've used once maybe 3 shades in this palette, and that was it. So it was a new palette for me, and basically at that point I would be using this palette from scratch. And for level 3 of course I had to use each shade 3 times in this palette and hit 3 pens in it. And that's what this palette is looking like today, and I hope you see that I've hit all of 3 pens in this palette, and a pen in the shade Romance I've hit today creating this look. And I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, but these shades are quite easy to hit the pen on, especially shades Lady and Husband. They didn't create any difficulty at all for me to hit the pen on them. And also I've specifically chosen some easier shades to hit pen on, at least on me. I've used the shade Husband in my inner corner, and I've used the shade Lady as a brown bone highlight, so I didn't have to center my look around this shade. And the shade Romance I used as my brow bone highlight and also in my inner corner, and it was a more stubborn shade. I think it was more hardly pressed, to be honest, but I've used all of the shades in this palette at least 3 times. So I've also met my usage goal for this level. So the first pen comes from the shade Romance, and I've used it 15 times in order to hit pen on it. And today was the 15th use. Today was the day that I was able to hit pen on it. Also, I've used the shade Soft 7 times, so I've exceeded a goal number of uses for this level, because I really liked using it as my inner corner highlight, and I did it a lot with some pinkier looks. The next pen comes from the shade Lady, and I've managed to hit pen on it on my 9th use, and since then I used it one more time in order to expand the pen, so I've used this shade 10 times in total in this project. And the last shade that I used more than 3 times is of course Husband, and I've used this shade 12 times in order to hit pen on it, and then I've used it an additional time in order to expand this pen a little bit. So that concludes my level 3. I'm very happy with this palette, and I'm very happy that I rolled it for my level 3, because it was really easy to work with. I've managed to create some beautiful looks with this palette, and I got to know this palette quite a bit. The only shade that I didn't like in this palette was this hot pink shade, but it's just because it doesn't give a lot of pigmentation, to be honest, and all of the other shades worked beautifully on me. I didn't have to think about my looks with this palette. I just could use it and know that I would create a beautiful look that would last me all day, which I really appreciated the past months, because I've had a lot of birthdays, a lot of parties, a lot of going out events, and when I'm in a hurry I don't really want to use very impactful shimmers on my eyes, because I'm not always sure how they would work, how they would perform throughout the day. But with this palette I knew that I wouldn't have any problems. And now I can roll in level 4. So for level 4 I will need to use each shade in the palette 4 times and hit 4 pens. And I'm nervous about this level, because it's a high level, it's a high level of uses, a high level of pens, so I might give me some break with it. And if I roll out something that I don't want to work on, then I will re-roll, or maybe I will roll, yeah, I think I will roll up to 3 palettes and then choose one of them, if like the first choice will be something that I'm not sure about. But I have my tiny decision app here, and I have blacked out some palettes that are in the project or that already have a pen in them. My cat is very talkative right now. I don't know if you're able to hear it, but yeah, he wants something from me. So let's roll and we will see what we get. Cosmic Beauty this season palette. Let's roll one more time. I think I'm okay to work on this palette, but let's roll again. Nomad Fairy Tale Orb. Okay, I will show you both of these palettes, but I will be working on Cosmic Beauty palette. So let me show you first this palette from Nomad Cosmetics. It's Fairy Tale Orb and I really like this palette. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today, by the way. But that's what it is looking like. I've had some problems with Nomad Cosmetics because their other palette was really creasing on me. But this one works wonderfully on my eyes and I really like it. But from these two palettes I would rather work on Cosmic Beauty, to be honest. And that's the palette. It's this season palette from Cosmic Beauty. And that's what it's looking like. It is very festive, very colorful palette, but I think I can work on this palette during warmer months also. It isn't like very Christmassy, if you know what I mean. So I've had quite a lot of use in this palette and it's one of my favorite palettes in my whole collection. I love Cosmic Beauty formula and I love all of the shades in this palette, I guess. I think I will be concentrating on shimmer shades because I don't know how long it will take me to hit a pen on matte shades. And also this palette might work really well with my Penzo's eyeshadows because I have some greens in there, I have some oranges in there, and also I have some purples in here there too. Yeah, so I think it will be quite a good choice. But I think I will concentrate on the shades Celebrate, Candlelight, Decorations, Fairy Lights, or Tinsel on some of these shades because right now I don't really want to wear really dark, deep looks. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Honestly, I've had a feeling that I might roll in either this palette or this palette. I don't know why, but yeah. So I don't think that I will be able to roll out this palette in 1 month, especially because I'm not quite sure that I could meet my uses on all of these shadows. And once again, I need to use each shadow 4 times in this palette and hit 4 pens in it. So it might be quite difficult, but I will try my best, to be honest. But I think my goal for the next update will be to use each shade 2 times and maybe hit 2 pens, so I will be somewhere like halfway through and then I could roll this eyeshadow palette out in 2 months. I think that's a good strategy and I'm not really sure how long it will take me to hit pen on these shades because I've never hit a pen in Cosmic Brushes palette. And that's it for this video. I'm pre-filming it quite a bit, to be honest. I'm filming it on the 1st of August, so I will have a little bit more time between the updates, so I think I will be able to make some good progress on this palette. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I hope you will stay with me on my project painting journey. Thank you again so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!